Hi, I'm Gordon Theory. I'm a sergeant here at Brisbane Water Police.
And I'm Belinda Yates. I'm a senior constable here.
So welcome everyone to Brisbane Water Police Station. Over the next 12 episodes we're going to go through some of the stuff we do here at Water Police, the search and rescue, the maintenance side of things. We'll get to have a look at some of our toys. We'll talk about the dive squad. So come on down with us. We'll have a look at a boat first, hey? So we're down here on the pontoon at the Brisbane Water Police Station. You can see a couple of our larger vessels behind us, the PG Kidd and the SW Gill. You might not have actually had much to do with the Water Police or seen what we do, so I'll just run through some of the things we do actually do. We do enforcement on the water, so we'll check safety equipment. We'll look for drink drivers and drug offenders and anything that normal general police officers do, we do that as well. We also do search and rescue, so we're actually responsible, the responsible authority for search and rescue in Queensland. So we, Water Police and other trained search and rescue coordinators have to actually physically go about finding people in both a marine and a land environment. Another one of our important roles is to educate the public in marine safety. So when we're out there, we're talking to the boaties and we actually ask them how they use their safety equipment. Do they know how to use their safety equipment? And it might not seem it might seem like a funny question, but when you ask someone that they know how to put their life jacket on and then you actually ask them to demonstrate that and they can't do it, it might be something that people need to think about when they're buying their safety equipment. Just read the instructions. It's not always that easy. We're also responsible for looking after our boats, so we do all the service and maintenance for our boats. The major stuff goes to our marine mechanics, but most of the minor stuff we look after ourselves.
We have a daily checklist that we go through to make sure that the boats are serviceable. We try and do that first thing in the morning so that if we get a job during the day, we can come straight down, jump on the boat and head straight out.
In 2009, Queensland Water Police celebrated its 150-year celebration. So in 150 years, we've come a long way. We started off in rowboats in a station, and now we have this multi-million-dollar complex here with many assets, including our large 24-metre boat, which is worth well over $4 million.
Okay, so over the next 12 weeks we look forward to showing you around our complex, making you aware of what we do and what our expectations are of you when we come across you on the water.
Somerset Dam on the boat, which hopefully will be able to get me out of the water when it comes to wakeboarding. Mr. Chris, tell me a little bit about it. She looks absolutely glorious. Oh, he looks good.
Yeah, so everyone, this is our Wakesetter VLX in our Malibu range. This boat's supplied by Northside Marine, which is on the north side of Brisbane at Boondall. The boat's basically 21'6" in its length, in its hull length. This boat carries standard in ballast. It carries 200 litres in the centre of the boat and 90 on each rear corner. We've got a little bit more in this one. I've got an additional 140 litres in the front, and also the addition of a thing called a power wedge, which is under the back of the boat, which adjusts in and out for us automatically to shape up the wake, and effectively adds another 400 kilo of ballast to the boat as well. So basically we can change the boat in its wake size and shape pretty much to suit any rider. Beautiful boat to drive, latest generation. This is a 2012. We've ended up with quite a few things in this. We've got the new touchscreen dashboards. We've got the new engine technology, which is it's actually called an IDMAR Monsoon 350. So it's 350 horsepower. It's a 5.7 litre engine. Gives us a lot of torque. It has catalytic converters too, so it's a very clean engine, so it's good for the environment. And they're very, very good on fuel because they're a fully metered engine. So when we're loading the boat up and we've got quite a lot of weight in there, and people, and we're towing, it's quite good actually. They're very good to drive. They're nice to drive. Nice seating, and holds quite a few people. It's got the ability to hold 14 adults, so it's a really good boat. It's a big social boat.
Wow, that is definitely what we call well said, for sure. So we've got an Enviro boat recipe for awesomeness, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, it's nice these days, you know, the old days of the open exhaust centre mount ski boat, you know, like really a lot of people are sort of gravitating to the new technology, a little bit like automotive is these days. You know, everybody likes to be a little bit greener, and, you know, when you're in an environment like this, we want to look after it, you know, we want it for generations to come to be able to enjoy. So, you know, it's nice to have all the new technology, and like anything that's new technology, it's quite nice to drive, and it's a little bit more, the functions are a little easier, I guess, than what they were in the old days. And you know, it's yeah, it's a pleasure to drive actually. Yeah.
So you enjoy obviously being on the water, not just wakeboarding, but sitting there and
yeah, for
pulling the
sure.
guys along.
Yeah, for sure. No, look, it's great to drive. You know, the guys down in Albury where the boats are built, they do a fantastic job. You know, the Malibu range is built for Australian conditions, so you know all of the features in the boat. You know, the gel coats and things like that. The colour you see on the boat, they're UV stabilised. You know, all the fittings in the boat are all stainless steel. They're not chrome plated, and you know they go to the extra effort just to make it stand up to our conditions in Australia. You know, we're a little bit unique. We get quite hot in summer, and you know we do use them in salt water and things like that on occasion as well. So you know there's no problem to do that with these boats. You know, they're built for it, and you know they'll stand the test of time. Really good upholstery and things like that. So you know you'll get a good lifespan out of your boat and love it for years to come.
So the Malibu range, obviously you keep saying Australian made, so the name itself obviously is not Australian.
Yeah, no, you can get, so there's Malibu US, so you are able to hop on the Malibu US site, but there's also Malibu Australia. So effectively the boats look the same and the technology that's used to build the hulls is exactly the same and things like that. But we have unique components in Australia just to make them a little bit more durable for our Australian conditions. So rather than a US import boat, which really, you know, it doesn't stand the test of time as well as what it does here. And in fact, Malibu now, you don't have warranty with Malibu Australia if you have imported a Malibu from the US, because it's simply a different situation with the boat. You know, there's quite a few different items on the boat, and in fact we don't even have access to the whole serial number to be able to help people out. So that's the main reason that it's a little bit separated. You know, we are unique in Australia.
Having a quick glance across this one, it's really got all the bells and whistles, mate. Drink holders here, you know, vinyl leather seats, whatever you want to call it. Then you've got touch screens, and I see we've got subs. Like,
yeah.
is this really, this is purely designed for, as a wakeboarding boat, for the guys to really get excited in what they're doing?
Yeah, look, it is. I've set this one up because obviously we do a lot of wakeboarding. You can get the boats in their base trim and use them just as a social boat. You know, you can use them just as a social family boat. They don't have to be die-hard wakeboard orientated, but the boats just have the ability to be accessorised to make them a really hardcore wakeboard boat if you like. So you can go anywhere from somebody who's just a social weekend skier and wakeboarder in a fairly base trim boat right through to a full pro, and you can up-spec the boat to suit. So yeah, it's really up to the customer what they desire in their boat, and yeah, we can get it done.
Do we get a choice of that? So when you come in and you want to customise your boat, you can go, hey, I want pink, I want blue, I want yellow, I want green, you know? Yeah,
for sure, and we actually spend the time, we've got a program that Malibu do on their website, and we can go in there and it's called Build a Boat, and we can actually bring up the interior, the side, the front and rear views of the boat, and then we can select all of the colours for the external and interior of the boat. So we sit down with you and spend some time and we go through and customise it, you know, and I spend the time to advise people, you know, if I think they're a little bit maybe off track with their colours and things, you know, we'll have a talk about it and make sure that the boat's going to be a really stunning boat at the end of the day when they get it, and that they're super happy with it.
So heaps of pride and heaps of joy that go into it, mate.
Sure is, mate.
Absolutely
Yeah. It's our passion. So, you know, it's what we do, and it's what the guys at Malibu Factory do. You know, everybody's passionate about wakeboarding and they're passionate about the product.
After the break, I get my chance behind the boats.
It's time to put your thinking caps on before we take a break. Tonight we want to know, which side is starboard? We'll find out after the break.